few weight loss tips. I'm running a couple of weight loss groups at the moment. My normal nutrition for happy and healthy weight loss on a Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. It's going really well. We're in week 5 or 6, I think. So the next set of those 8 sessions starts on the 29th of October. If you're interested, just let me know. Also running a wee separate one for Learmount community group out here, a wee 4-week one. And lots of questions coming up, lots of issues coming up that are all very similar. So I thought I would fire out a few tips that have been working for people recently and might help you if you're on a weight loss journey, or actually even on any health goal that you're working towards, anything like that. And then I thought I would share a few questions that have been coming up that come up all the time, but it does no harm to just answer them again and again and again for any new people that are out there, or just as a wee reminder. Okay, so top tip number 1, if you're on a weight loss journey or looking to significantly change something that you're doing in terms of your health, is that it's all about mindset. So examine where your mind is, examine all of the, examine and ask yourself questions. I think I covered this in either last week's or the week before, that it's very important that you understand your why, and is your why for losing weight not just big enough, but is it strong enough in your heart and in your mind, and do you really understand it? And sometimes to understand your why are you losing weight? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you think you need to lose weight? Why do you think you should lose weight? Is sometimes you have to really dig a wee bit deeper into your why not. So why haven't you? Why do you sabotage yourself? All of these different questions. Now, for clients who are on any of my group sessions or one-to-one sessions, I do have a wee mindset journal that helps them to work through that. So being clear on your why, exploring your why nots, which are sometimes just as important, but also, keeping yourself positive, which is very difficult in this current climate, but, surrounding yourself with people who support your goal, surrounding yourself with people who are aware of what you're trying to do, and, looking at things like positive affirmations, having 1 or 2 positive affirmations that you can repeat to yourself day in, day out, that you're, that's going to actually embed themselves in your mind. And I suppose last but not least, what I'll finish on this tip with is always take care how you speak to yourself. The words that you say, the thoughts that you think about your body, about your food choices, because believe it or not, you are listening. So, make sure that the thoughts that you're thinking, that you can change around to positive ones and to be, strong and supportive of yourself. Okay, so tip number 1 is look after your mindset. If anybody's looking for any guides towards any affirmations or podcasts, things like that might help you on your journey, just pop me a wee message and I'm happy to share those with you. Tip number 2 is just the age-old one in terms of any healthful diet, regardless of who you're following. What sort of methodology, what style of eating, it's all about vegetables, okay? So vegetables and diversity in your diet are very, very important for weight loss for a wide range of reasons. Not least to help to keep your gut and your digestive system healthy. Okay, so keeping everything flowing, keeping your bowels moving regularly, very, very important. And all the fibre in the vegetables, very important to feed the good bacteria in the gut. And when the good bacteria in the gut are happy, believe me, everything is happy. Okay. Then you're looking at the diversity of the vegetables, and this came up on our group last night, where I have given my group a wee challenge to eat a wide diversity of fruits and vegetables, vegetables and all plant-based things like your pulses and things like that, okay? So they're going to be trying to hit that target of between 40 and 50 different types of fruits and vegetables and plants throughout the week, okay? Now, when you say different, they one of the questions that they asked was, well, okay, if I have a green pepper, a red pepper, and a yellow pepper, and an orange pepper, what's that? That's 4 different. So that's diversity. You're bringing in diversity there because you're getting different colours. From those different colours, you're getting different phytonutrients, you're getting different vitamins, and you're getting different minerals. So what's all this got to do with weight loss? Okay, you're not going to be losing weight if all the rest of your bodily systems are not working in tip-top health. Okay, so if you're not sleeping well, if your digestion isn't great, if you're not managing your stress, if you're not giving all of those cells in your body all the different vitamins and minerals that they need in order to be firing on all cylinders. So that's where your fruits and your vegetables come in. Also, if you're filling up half your plate with your vegetables, then there's only half the plate left for everything else in terms of whatever else that you're eating. So vegetables and diversity is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is ask questions. Okay, question everything. So if somebody says, do you eat this, eat that? If you see something on Facebook and they go, oh my goodness, have this is the latest big thing, ask why. So just put it in their comments, put it in their Instagram comments, if why? Go and do your own research. Why should I eat that? So Janice says eat all these vegetables. Why? Okay, so hopefully I've given you a bit of an answer to that. But if you have any more questions, ask. So you need to be sure and you need to be confident yourself about what you're doing, because you're the one that's going to be out there doing the shopping, doing the cooking, feeding the family, feeding yourself. So you need to be able to understand yourself, why you're eating these things. So one of the ways that you can ask questions is whenever you're in the supermarket, you can look at labels. You can look at the front of the packaging where it might say 0% fat, 0% sugar, no added sugars. You'll turn around and you'll look at the label, you'll look at the ingredients, and you'll see a list of ingredients, and in the middle of all that there'll be 2 or 3 sweeteners which can poison your gut bacteria that you don't want. And we were talking about that in one of our groups as well. So read, discuss, challenge, and find out what works for you, because just because something's healthy for somebody else, it might not actually work for you, which is where you're trying to tailor an individual, I suppose, diet, style of eating and process that will help you on your weight loss journey. So I do see clients on a 1-to-1 basis for weight loss, but in terms of the group scenario, I can't give them all 1-to-1 advice. I do my best because it's a small group setting and there's only 10 in each round. So I can give it a wee bit of an individual tailoring. But what I like to think is, and this is what the feedback that I got last night, is that for each of the individuals that are there, they are accumulating the knowledge and the expertise so that they can go out and make healthy decisions for themselves and their family. So that's what it's all about too. Okay, so let's get to a few questions that have been asked recently. Let's see what the first one was, and it was about yogurt. Okay, so I will always recommend a natural yogurt rather than going for any of the fruit flavoured yogurts, because even if they say no added sugar or 0% sugar, you'll look at the back and it will have some form of sweeteners in it, and it will have some, you'll have lots and lots of different ingredients that you can hardly pronounce. I'm looking around to see where my yogurt is now. Oh, I haven't got it, but anyway. So literally what you're looking at is you're trying to look at the back of the label. I'm just going to see if I can find my yogurt here. Yep. Sorry folks, thought I had it out. So you're looking at the back of the label, again questioning and seeing what's happening here, and you are having a wee look at all of the different elements in it. So a lot of the time people will say, well Janice, should I go for full fat or 0% fat? Now, most of the time, definitely I don't follow a low-fat diet style of eating. It would be there would be a higher fat there, higher healthy fats. But sometimes I will recommend a 0% fat yogurt. It really depends what you're eating the yogurt for. So if you're having the yogurt with your breakfast in the morning and you're looking for an extra protein punch, which is what yogurt or Greek yogurt is very, very good for. But you don't actually need the extra fat. Fat will give you that wee bit of fullness, because you know you're going to be having plenty of other healthy fats throughout the day. Then you might choose a 0% fat or a lower fat natural yogurt. If you want that extra fullness from the breakfast, and just on our WhatsApp group from one of the weight loss groups, you know, they had come on and said that they used the full fat yogurt and got the extra fullness, so it lasted them right through to lunchtime. Then go for the full fat option. The full fat option is going to taste a wee bit nicer, it's going to taste a wee bit creamier. I was looking at a well-known brand in Tesco's, and basically just looking at the two different pots of yogurt there, and there didn't seem to be much of a difference in terms of calories. Some difference. The full fat yogurt was like 82 calories for 100 grams. The fat-free one was 56 calories for 100 grams. If I was making that choice, I'd probably go for the full fat one, because there's not much difference. You know, in terms of your weight loss journey, you do have to have an awareness of calories. But it's about more than that. It's about making sure that you're getting the protein, the fibre, the good fats to keep you feeling fuller for longer. Okay, so the second question was around nut butter, peanut butters, things like that. They're a great source of healthy fats, good source of protein, you know, so great for adding into either breakfast or on an oat cake or something, like for a wee snack. So people will often ask me, well, what type of nut butter? What type do you recommend, Janice? And nut butter, almond butter, cashew nut butter, all of these different ones. To be honest, if you're buying a good quality nut butter, any of them are fine. Again, it's a bit like the yogurt. I will have a pot of peanut butter. I will also have a pot of almond butter generally. Some of the other ones, like the cashew nut butter, get a wee bit expensive. So the one thing that I will say about nut butter is, again, check the label. What you're looking for is something that has 100% nuts. You know, none of the other additives that are in it. You will look at, say, you know, you look at a cheaper brand, well-known one that's sitting on the shelves. Turn it around the back, look at the ingredients. You'll get something like 60% nut. You'll get palm oil in it, or some other sort of oil. You'll get sugar added, you'll get salt added, and maybe some other sort of preservatives or something. You look at one of the ones like Meridian or Whole Earth, and it will have, you know, 100% nut. Maybe it'll be like 98% nut or something like that. If you are handy to, you've heard me talking about Ethical Whey before. If you're handy to Ethical Whey, it's the only place that I know where you can actually go in and you'll see the nuts in the machine. You'll push the button and it'll come out and whirls the nut butter. So it's basically nuts in and nut butter out, and absolutely gorgeous. And I have actually priced this stuff, priced per kilogram, and it's cheaper. Getting it done like that. Oh, it smells amazing, absolutely gorgeous. So that would be my favourite. I'll have that, and then I'll go and buy like maybe a pot of almond butter just for a wee change. Now, in terms of the nut butter, if you're asking me absolutely which is best, almond butter is a tad healthier. It kind of pips peanut butter in terms of the nutritional content. It has more, I think it's the monounsaturated, you know, the heart healthy fats in it. A couple of grams more than nut butter per 100 grams. But with all the nut butters, 2 tablespoons of nut butters, either peanut or almond, is giving you about 170 calories. It sounds like a lot, but you're getting 7 grams of protein for that. You're getting, you know, the about 14 grams of fat, and you're getting about 3 grams of fibre. So very nutritionally dense. So you don't need the 2 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon will be enough for you. You know, you really need very little of it to give you the taste and to give you the good bang for your buck. So what do we see now? What were one of the other questions that I was asked? Oh yes, one that I'm always asked is about fruit. Can you eat too much fruit? Yes, you can eat too much fruit. Yes, you can eat too much of anything, be it healthy or unhealthy. Even healthy foods, if you are eating too much of it, it will sabotage your weight loss journey. Okay? So you'll be super healthy if you're eating all this healthy, all these healthy foods. But if you're eating too much of anything, you won't be losing weight the way that you want to lose weight, so you can eat too much fruit. I generally recommend about 2 pieces of fruit a day is enough for anybody, both nutritionally and with fibre. And if you're looking at the mass of food that you're eating in any one day, you're having 2 pieces of fruit, you're having 5 pieces of vegetables, you know, you're having your protein, you're having your oats, you're all of that, then, you know, that's enough. If you're eating much more than that in terms of fruit, then there's something else that you're not eating. You're either not eating enough vegetables or you're not eating enough protein. Also, one of the signs that you may be eating too much fruit would be if you suffer from severe bloating and you can't pin it down to anything else, but that you're eating a lot of fruit, because fruit is very rich and very high in fructose. And fructose is one of those elements that's a lot of us, you know, about 40% of the population, can have difficulty digesting properly. And if we don't digest it properly for one reason or another, it can sit in the gut and ferment, and it feeds the bacteria in the gut. So the bacteria in the gut are going yum, 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 all this fruit. The bloating comes from the gas that those bacteria are releasing, so that can often be an issue. There's loads more that I could talk about in terms of fruit, but I don't want to keep you all day. Another question that I'm always asked about is, oh, what about bread? I love my bread. What about bread? And again, it kind of depends on, you know, where the bread is coming in terms of your overall day's eating. It's a bit like the fruit. If you're eating a lot of bread, you're not eating some of the other things. And it depends on the type of the bread. If you're having one slice of wholemeal bread along with, you know, your eggs and your avocado or something like that, then there is room for that in a healthy diet where you're trying to lose weight. But also you can look at something that's more like a homemade bread, like the porridge bread that I would make. And this is just a wee bit of it here that's left over. So it's absolutely gorgeous, just made with literally oats, this yogurt and an egg and some baking soda. A few nuts and seeds then thrown in. You know, so that's a nice healthy option as well. But I have had some clients who love that. It's a healthy option and they end up eating too much of that as well. So it's everything in moderation, or most things in moderation anyway. And then I think the last question that I had wanted to cover, and this is just a wee light one, it was somebody had asked about the difference between rice cakes and oat cakes, because I always recommend oat cakes. One brand that is very good is Nairn's Rough Oat Cakes, really, really good brand, very nutrient dense. And somebody said, well, can I just have rice cakes instead of oat cakes? Again, kind of depends on the reason why you're eating them. So I'm recommending oat cakes for a snack if you are hungry. Snack only if you're hungry. And it'll keep you feeling fuller and you'll get some nutrients from it. Rice cakes are not significantly nutritious. They do have, you know, carbohydrates in them and a few bits and pieces of nutrition, but not significantly nutritious. And on a weight loss journey, I wouldn't see that they're actually going to help to fill you up. They're quite light and airy. They are lower in calories, so they're not much lower in calories, about half the calories of the oat cake that you'd be looking at. But, you know, if you look at the oat cake, you're getting very good nutrition from the oat cake. You're getting the fibre, you know, you're getting the beta-glucans from the same sort of nutritious things that you're getting from your oats. And they're going to keep you feeling fuller for that wee bit longer. So all in all, I would still fall down on the side of the oat cakes. So hope that helps. So those were just a couple of the wee common questions that came up over the last couple of weeks, and I thought it would be useful for some of you. So if you are interested in losing weight, remember the top 3 tips. So the top 3 tips were: look after your mindset, so examine and explore why you want to lose weight and stay positive. Your vegetables, and bring in diversity, and always question and educate and train yourself. Don't take anybody's word for it, even mine. So if you're interested in that, I have a new program coming up on the 29th of October. That'll be an 8-week program. It's £60 for the 8 weeks online on Zoom, and supported midweek with a WhatsApp group and Facebook group as well. And that kind of takes you right up to about the week before Christmas, so it's timed quite well. There's already a few bookings in on that. I only take a maximum of 10 people on each round, so if you are interested, make sure that you let me know. So that's us for today.